it's the classic question: would you rather have $1 billion or 10 minutes with Jay-Z?
Yeah.
The answer is clear. You got to hang out with Jay-Z for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, what's it like having sex with Beyonce?
You hang out with Jay-Z, you record him.
Somehow you make money off
You
that.
should record him confessing to the horrible things that he's done, and then you sell it for money. Okay, folks, this is Riffipedia. This is a podcast where we riff on random Wikipedia articles. We go to the great website wikipedia.org. We hit the random article button, and we are forced at gunpoint to riff on whatever comes up. This is a very special episode tonight. We're joined by Vikrant Sunderlal.
Yep.
Also known as Vic SC in the streets.
Yeah. That's what you know.
Vix.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was gonna say this is a fun podcast because it's not fun.
I was gonna say this is a fun podcast.
My podcast is fun, by the way. Welcome to my podcast.
I was letting you know this is a great time.
This is a fun.
First things first.
Yeah.
This is an interesting day to do a podcast because it's the nicest day of the year thus far.
Right, but it just turned, so it's a great time to go in.
True.
It was the nicest day of the year, and now that temp drop, I was like, it would be nice to get inside.
Fuck yeah! What were you up to? Summer shit?
Yeah, we went and saw a new bodega for Bodega Comedy. Yeah. So locked down a Venezuelan spot, and ate some arepas,
Nice.
and walked around with my girlfriend a bit, and that was
Great day.
Vibes.
Perfect day.
Vibes.
Yeah, it's a vibe day.
What you guys get up to?
Well, I had to move around a bunch in the morning, but I also went to a new bodega, you could say.
Okay. Wait, what do you have to move around a bunch is so vague.
No, I had to find my way home after my odyssey.
Oh yeah, where did you end up? You didn't come home last night, did you?
No, I didn't.
I was checking your bed.
Yeah. You were fucking and sucking, or what?
Well,
No.
I was starting to feel like someone was.
Okay.
Wasn't me, but it's fine.
You started. Okay, wow. This is you had a night.
No, I mean it was fine.
Yeah.
We just kind of hung out.
Okay, sick, fire. And what do you get into?
Yeah, so I was trying to film a sketch, but last night I was out till 4 a.m. because I was drinking with friends or whatever, and then I slept on the J train and woke up at Broadway Junction.
Jesus.
But I woke up just in time.
That's not a bad place to wake up because it's.
Oh, that's great.
I transferred to the L. It was okay. It was 2 stops away.
After Junction is getting dark, you're in Jamaica type shit. And you're like, oh fuck.
I remember I was on the train and I fell asleep. I woke up and it was like, next stop is Alabama Avenue.
Yeah.
And then I heard a homeless guy, there's a bunch of people getting off the train, and a homeless guy was like, yeah, everyone gets fucking off here, don't they? And I was like, wow, the guy woke me up, kind of. And I was like, nice. I got off at the perfect time.
My mom lives on the upper, in Upper Manhattan, and when I was staying with her and I come down here, I'd fall asleep on the train all the time. And I would get woken up by cops at the last stop often. If you're leaning against a pole. One time this guy I was leaning against a pole and he slammed the pole with his baton. And I was like, this is the rudest awakening of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Just unnecessary.
Yeah. Another time I had a beer on me and the cop woke me up and he was like, we're going to write you a ticket. And I was like, I don't know, just off rip, I was like, no, I was taking this home to recycle. And he was like, well, is it empty? And I was prayed to God, I turned it over, there was nothing in it. He was like, okay, fine.
Wow. That's the lawyer move right there.
But yeah. I one time woke up on, I lived off the 4-5, and I one time woke up on the Q line in Queens, so I must have transferred at some point.
Yeah,
Wow.
you sleep transfer.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what the hell is happening here.
The worst wake ups I've ever had in the subway are just I wake up, I'm really drunk, and then I instantly vomit. and then I
It's happened to Tom a lot.
It's happened 3 times in 3 years.
You vomit on the subway?
Yeah, 3 times 3 years.
Oh my god! And you're going between cars or anything, or you're just ripping
No,
it?
just ripping it.
Sick.
Sorry, let's be considerate subway passenger.
Yeah. It's been. I did it twice in one summer, and then I hadn't done it again until last week.
Yeah.
I had 14 drinks in one night by accident, and
that's light work, bro.
it was
yeah, he accidentally didn't drink more.
Yeah.
I was mixing beer and cocktails and shots, and garb is just a stew. Also, Matt, for the podcast, hit Windows G and hit the record, just so it's recording your.
Windows G.
Yeah, it opens the gaming menu.
Yes. I remember this.
So this was somebody's suggestion. My two friends' suggestion who listened were like, they watched the YouTube version and said you should record your screen and then put in the screen with the.
Yeah, that's sick. Actually,
it makes sense.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's why I have friends.
And you got 2 friends listening. Shout out to them. Those are Tom's.
2 friends who are trying very hard to be supportive. They're like, please do this. Or
Shout out to Bailey and Josh.
Strongest soldiers, bro.
Well, they're the guys that my friend Josh will give me comments where I post something. They're like, yeah, the audio was fucked up. I was like, well, nobody fucking told me that.
You're like, Josh, you might be the first guy to be listening.
But then I was like a video specifically. I was like, God damn. It's got 100 likes and no one told me it's fucked up.
I'm not one of these audio guys. I can listen to something through a tin can if it's like a funny little dude in there.
I'm open to that too, honestly. But people care about audio so much.
Yeah, people are like so weird about it to me. Like I don't know. There's like an amount of good where I'm like, great, this is good. But then like there are people who can hear layers and layers over that, and it makes me feel very stupid.
Yeah, you gotta train your ears, brother.
There's also probably like headphone quality where it's like if you have just AirPods and like you have like nice headphone but not a super nice like studio headphone, you can only hear so much shit. But if you put on a studio headphone, they're giving you like deeper layers. And
whatever. Those people are horrible. They also get really mad whenever someone on a podcast like eats. I think that's nice. I like to hear the crunches and munches.
I wanted if it was a hot girl, you can eat. If it's a guy, like that's disgusting. I don't want to hear a man eat. Do you want to hit the random article?
Wait, tell me what I'm doing.
Top left, the little hamburger thing next to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Click it, and then there's a little button that says random article.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
And then you'll read off your screen.
Okay.
Yeah, catch us up so we can figure out what it is.
Heliogenesis. This is a 4-line article. So
that's fine.
So Heliogenesis castaneus. Yo, you know it?
You want to spell that?
Is this the second one? Each HELOGENES space CAST.
Castaneus?
Yeah,
got it.
I'm dyslexic too, so like.
Oh yeah,
you
don't have to read that.
No, I'm happy to. Is a species of whale catfish endemic to Colombia, where it is found in the
Guaviare or something.
Yeah, Guaviare River and Meta River drainages of the upper Orinoco River.
I love the Meta River. It's always like, isn't it so weird that I'm a river?
Yeah, the river that breaks the fourth wall.
This species grows up to 4.9 centimeters in length. That's 1.9 inches.
Nice.
They call that a whale catfish? I assume
Yeah.
that meant to be big.
Yeah, that's like whenever I say my penis is really big on dating apps. I'm like, yeah, it's a whale catfish.
Your penis is massively catfishing.
It's a catfish. Yeah. Okay.
You're like, it's talking to a lot of people online.
So yeah, but I like the Meta River because I'm like, damn, dude, Mark Zuckerberg will sponsor fucking anything, man.
Yeah, there's like a new expose book on him. Have you heard about this?
What is that?
It's called what's it called? Careless People.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I guess it is the COO's like memoir, and it's just about like all the fuck shit they were doing. Like,
wow.
Like one of the things they put out was that like Meta would sell the data of girls who like posted and deleted pictures to like makeup companies. So they're like and shit like that. Like,
wow, that's crazy. That's kind of good business. That's low-key good business, but that's fucked up. Low-key, they're like, oh, this person felt ugly. We're gonna give them makeup. Jesus.
Okay, so we're riffing. I guess we're already doing it. But.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, essentially what we do. So we read the article, first paragraph, whatever. Mm-hmm. For a bigger article, we'll go deeper. You look for a fun sentence, and we all kind of go around. This is like classic, where it's like. Nothing animal with no picture. There's 3 sentences.
No picture is crazy. Actually, it's too small.
Honestly, like, and I'll say the name whale catfish conjured up a different image in my mind than the 1.9 inch.
Yeah.
Well, you can hover over. Another thing we do, we can hover over the word whale catfish, and that should show us a picture
of the midriff of an
the face and tail. The face and tail scale, kind of famously, the two most interesting parts of the fish.
Yeah. I actually know what this part looks kind of the same on most fish.
It looks like a
Yeah.
steak, kind of.
They're hiding
Juicy
this
steak.
this fish's identity for his own safety.
Yeah.
He wasn't willing to give a face picture.
I don't know why they're called whale catfish. And we'll never know because we can't click on the other articles. Again.
Yeah, they're not getting any words out of it either.
Yeah.
But they're a small family of catfishes. Also, is it called catfishes or is it catfish? One word.
Well, I imagine
It's not fishes.
I imagine
Yeah, it's
catfishes
catfish.
are different types of cat. Like a family of catfish species would be catfishes, and then but like a bunch of catfish of the same species would be catfish.
Did you guys know that guy from
I think that's
Catfish? Like, didn't he get in a horrible accident or something?
The guy from catfish?
Neve.
Yeah, Neve. Didn't he like get in, like a skiing accident and like have his limbs destroyed or something?
I don't know.
I think
Might
I
be a
saw
dark
that.
ending to my
Yeah.
knowledge of catfish.
It's the ultimate. I mean, I like that show.
No,
I
it was
like
fun. It was fun.
That's a great show for watching it with like your college girlfriend when you don't know what to do.
I was gonna say with my mom.
Same thing.
With Neve, the main thing I remember is he had that tweet where he was like, "I'm an ally. A woman can come stand in the elevator with me. I'll protect them." And it's him just going like,
That's
From
kinda
what?
nice.
Like what
From
happened?
himself.
Oh,
he
yeah.
tweeted that like non-second. Yeah, all right. You protect women from
That's kind of a great
bad
tweet.
guys in the elevator. The elevator would
Yeah.
only you in it.
I feel like people know the catfish guy's an ally. Like he's out there actively.
Well, you know,
stalking
what I like is he like makes this whole thing finding out catfishes, but he's the guy who got catfished first. You have to be a moron to get catfished. So they're just sending this moron after the other one.
I don't know.
Internet.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more people who are just like on the internet. I don't know. I've never been catfished, but I have sympathy. You know what I mean?
No, I mean I have sympathy. I was being aggressively. I was doing a joke at Neve's expense.
Yeah, you're
I'm
like,
sorry.
Neve's an idiot. Was he on it? What?
In high school, a girl catfished my friend.
I think Neve has allegations.
I mean, probably.
I'm open to it.
But
There
a
are
girl-
catfishes. So.
A girl catfished my friend and spoke to him via like another text number or something, like some kind of weird thing. But she
A
was
loyalty test.
no, she was like, I guess she had a crush on him, but she was afraid to talk to him, so she created another person to talk to him for like 6 months in high school, and then he got like exposed. We all made fun of him, but she was like an attractive girl herself.
It's like,
So
right, yeah.
They could have just had sex. Like they could have just.
Yeah, I mean, like, because what's the long-term goal here of the catfishing in that scenario?
Yeah.
It was my dumbest. It was objectively. He'll probably agree. I don't think he listens, but he's my dumbest friend.
That's
He's
crazy.
doing great, so it's okay, and he's very funny, but he is
Yeah.
the dumbest one.
Yeah.
But he also, that's how good he is he's accepted that he's the dumb guy, and now he's chilling.
Well, I feel like that's true intelligence is knowing how intelligent you are.
True.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of smart. I feel like you always want to play dumb. Like if you set the bar,
He's not playing.
I feel like, hey, I'm an idiot. Like you're kind of a savant. Like,
Well, yeah,
like,
you have to set expectations low.
He's physically skilled. He's good hand-eye coordination and stuff. Like he was like on the lacrosse team.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm pulling a reverse Neil and Alex where I compliment my friends on the podcast. Buddy called
You're
him
like, this
out.
guy's a fucking idiot, but oh, the way he twirled that lacrosse.
Again, he would probably agree. Matt, do you want to hit the article? Next one.
Sure.
Oh, we just okay. Sick.
Well,
Yeah, we don't get one article.
Podcast done. Let's call it.
You
You get
know,
one fucking article.
when I taught swimming lessons, the special education group was called the Catfish, and it was really unfair because all the other groups were called like Dolphin or Man.
Oh, that's fucked up. Like, that's actually kind of a problem.
And Shark. Like it's like, oh yeah, my brother's in the shark class and I'm in Catfish. I wonder which one of us is better at swimming.
True. I love catching catfish.
All right, here we
Oh
go.
yeah, your hand catch on them.
No, I use those rods right there.
But you actually
Off-screen.
fish, like
Yeah.
No, I love bringing a camera to someone's house and being like, why were you pretending to be my boyfriend?
Yeah,
and then
actually,
stuffing your hand in their mouth.
Yeah, exactly. I grab him right out of the door.
Yeah, kill them. Right, let's go.
All right. Anyway, I got a great article. It's one sentence.
Okay.
El Prado district is one of 13 districts of the province San Miguel in Peru. Looked fine.
Yeah, there's a nice picture here. You can click on that. There's a church. Do you like that steam hanging from the mountains?
Are we looking at? I think you're looking at different El Prado, maybe.
El Prado, Peru.
Oh yeah. I'm okay. New Mexico. No, fuck it.
No, Peru. Just look up El Space Prado district.
Awesome.
The mayor is Pepe Neri Serrano Paucar. He's doing a terrible job with his talent.
I don't even know if he's the mayor anymore because this is the population data is from 2005.
He's kind of mayor for life.
El Prado.
And the information's from the 2008 Wayback Machine. So this is super old. This is pre-Obama shit.
Damn.
Man,
Really good pick though.
The people in this district
That's
thought a
what
black man could never be president.
Yeah, it looks like a fire hazard.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like nice steam or there's a fire.
Yeah, what's up with that? Is that like morning fog?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like it's coming from one location. Like
Yeah,
it's
maybe that's the local smokehouse, man.
and it
Or
looks
hot
like the
boxing,
couple people in the
actually.
picture are looking at it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's like layers.
Yeah, there's
to this
people in the
fucking picture.
street.
I'm gonna zoom the hell in on this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's people in the street just kind of mulling about.
Yeah, it feels like they're like, hey, what's happening?
No, like-
This is the end of El Prado.
Yeah, this is why there are no records.
Yeah, Prado went down on this one.
Yeah, the mist from the movie The Mist showed up at El Prado.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, well,
Wait, so there's the little picture on the map. Oh, you can click on the. Are we allowed to click on the map? There's a real map.
Seems dangerous. I don't know. I just clicked it. Yeah, I got a big old map. I mean, it's getting a little
Yeah, we don't have to go there.
complicated.
In what way? Wait, what are these rules?
We have the simplicity of the rule set.
Yeah.
I don't want to introduce more things.
Right. I think you need a written rule book for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we got to draft it.
We'll give it to guests
Go
like
to the
2 weeks
rules.
ahead of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah.
we're gonna make him take a test.
Can you please, we need you to demonstrate competency with these rules before we let you. Let you
It's
be
kind
a
of a
guest.
citizenship test for this podcast.
Yeah, we're doing literacy polls before we let you do the podcast.
Yeah, we keep booking illiterate guests. I like how this article's been translated into 10 languages, as if that would really help anybody. So you can be 2. Oh wait, here it is. If you go to the talk page, it says, "Hello, fellow Wikipedians."
Yeah, I was like, what's happening here on the
I have just modified one external link on El Prado District. Please take a moment to review my edit. If you have any questions or need the bot to ignore links to the page together, please visit this.
Oh, this is a bot-generated page. There's not even a guy who's behind this. Like,
Yeah, this bot.
Yeah.
Tough.
Whoever made this article, the Internet Archive bot made this.
Yeah, exactly. The bot sent this message, which I don't like. How the bot is like my fellow Wikipedian.
Yeah, I thought it was a guy.
And then all the other guys are like, you're not one of us. You're not a person.
Right.
Don't try to make yourself part of our vibrant community.
That was also scary. I thought it was a guy who was like, so people that add a Wikipedia page, I feel like are like just like super on the spectrum. So he was like linking all these verification for this one sentence article. So I thought it was a guy doing that. But,
Yeah. I mean, it is. I feel like. Have you guys ever edited any Wikipedia pages? Like, you ever?
No, I don't
I
think
edited
have.
my college's Wikipedia page whenever I was in the student government to add me into the Wikipedia page.
Oh, it's sick. That's pretty
Because
tight.
they mentioned the student government. So
Oh, actually, as a child, I did vandalize the Pop-Tarts wiki.
Oh,
It's different.
whoa, why? Oh, okay. Oh, but that's
Well,
a
because
Pop-Tart
the Pop-Tarts wiki was oddly detailed. For some reason,
yeah.
I thought I felt it unnecessary.
And that's lore about the Pop-Tarts characters, or it's just the flavors?
It's both. There's both like corporate like information on the flavors that were released, as well as ones about the commercials and like how there are characters in those. And storylines. It was very detailed. It was a good community.
And all the characters die in every commercial because
but they kind of
they murder each other with toasters and shit. Yeah.
They return.
They do come back kind of.
Oh, it's kind of a Mickey 17 situation.
Yeah,
They
throw it in the toaster. He just comes out of another package.
I just like the idea of like, there's like a Wikipedia page like afterlife. Like philosophers are still speculating what happens to Pop-Tarts when they die, but reincarnation is the most likely answer because they appear in multiple commercials.
But yeah, I messed up one.
Let's get back on the Pop-Tart wiki. That's like that's your Patreon like Pop-Tart.
We
wiki.
did the first time we did this podcast, we did an iCarly Wikia special. So the Wikia for iCarly, we did a special like for the 10th episode. And that was crazy because we found people that were clearly adult men trying to talk to children in the talk section. And it was super. You'd see like a girl named like.
I think that's what they were doing with the show too.
True. Yeah. Dan Schneider kept getting kids to autograph his tits.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the Wikipedia were like little Susie, 1999, and she'd be like, I love like drinking soda and iCarly, and then there'd be like a Dave, 1987, and he'd be like, me too.
Me Too replying like 8 years later.
Oh my god.
Me Too, do you want to hang out?
Where do you live?
Tough, dude. Okay, I'll call it Wiki dark place.
Yeah. It was a good episode.
It was dark. It was full of wonders as well.
Yeah, you got. Hey, Dave was you guys.
But I'm gonna hit the article button here.
Well, I replied to Dave.
Oh, I got
Like,
I got Ipswich Airport.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
It was an airfield on the outskirts of Ipswich, Suffolk, England. It was known as RAF. Oh well, this is the second RAF we've gotten. Our last episode, we also got an RAF, which is like a Royal Auxiliary Air Force base in. That's like those active during World War II. There's like the second one we've gotten, which is kind of crazy. Purchased by the Ipswich Corporation in 1929. They were trying to create a municipal airport. It was opened by Prince Edward in 1930, who had described the facility as one of the finest in the country.
One of the finest.
This is one of the finest airports in this entire country.
Fucking Prince Edward.
Yeah. Was he the Nazi one?
No, I no idea actually who he was. I just don't like him off rip.
Yeah. Well, he was the Emperor of India.
Yes, that's
that's not a great. I don't like that title.
I'm not liking the ears. I'm not liking the look of it. Like,
you don't want to be the emperor of anything.
Yeah. Oh, he abdicated, so maybe.
Yeah, he's the guy. Well, he wasn't. This is the guy. He was a Nazi, and
but he gave up everything to marry an American divorcee.
Yes, that Jim Gaffigan has a bit about that.
Yeah.
His bit is like. You wonder if his like wife was ever a bitch to him. And he was like, I gave up the fucking king.
Yeah, he was
but I think he was also the Nazi one.
Yeah, I believe that.
But so he came here.
The Strait Corporation established an engine workshop there.
Yeah, okay.
That's me and Nash Corporation.
Yeah.
I started a business, and just so there are no questions,
Yeah. I'm leading with straight.
After the Second World War, the airport offered scheduled flights to Southend and Jersey by Channel Airways, and later to Amsterdam and Manchester by Suckling Airways.
Okay.
See, they suckle you on the airways. You don't know way to get
that mask
suckled.
The mask drops from the ceiling, but it's just a penis bump.
They just add 4 baby pigs to you. Just suck on your titties.
Why would they ever call it suckling airways?
They roast a pig on the floor.
It means something different over there.
Yeah. Oh, this is a suckling day. From its earliest days, the airport was home to a wide variety of privately owned and flying club operated aircraft. The maintenance services were provided in the 1930 built hangar. In the 1980s, it was home to a thriving parachuting club.
Cool.
Pretty cool. People jumping out of planes in the 80s, probably doing coke.
Kind of the best.
Oh, sure. Closure. Wow, I wish I had an article on closure in my life.
Yeah, the airfield was delicensed and ceased to be registered by the Civil Aviation Authority on 31 December 1996. Not through lack of use, nor through public pressure. Following the announcement of intention of close by Ipswich Borough Council, blah, 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 there were petitions to keep the site as an operating airport, which culminated in a sit-in, which started on January 1st, 1997. The last aircraft left over a year later in January 1998. You have to assume the sit-in lasted a year.
And if you hover over the article for sit-in, it shows the people doing it in Greenboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
As if these British people were doing that.
And they're like, hey, that's what a sit-in is.
Hey, don't close our cool airport.
Why would they?
I'm like Rosa Parks.
Wow. It's now a housing estate, which sounds fancy, but it's public housing in Britain.
Yes. And that's probably why they did the sit-in there. They're kind of doing a different thing. They're like, don't build this estate here.
Well, they sat in so long, like, well, I guess we'll make it housing for you.
The British NIMBYs were on board.
I like this. Externally, the building retains some resemblance to the original building. That's nice. They made it still look like an airport.
Yeah.
To
honor the history, you can live in this airport.
I like how it says the runway surface is grass.
Yeah, I think
that's just dangerous.
That's just not like well maintained.
You can see the kind of planes they were running up there. Like this Humiliad Tiger Moth was based at the Ipswich airport. Like these are open air joints. Like
yeah, it's 1954. They're still flying out of that.
That's fun. Or like the other housing that there. I don't even really know.
All right.
This is a very well cited article.
Yeah, this is one put together for sure.
Was it grade 2 listed? Very rare and very early example of this type of construction.
There's a picture of a bridge. I don't know.
All right, we should go to the next one.
We'll hit the next one.
It's fixed turn.
Let's do it. Do I go back to the homepage and then?
No, you
can
just
do it from the top
left,
corner.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Grisha Ganchev. Grisha Ganchev is a Bulgarian businessman and oligarch.
This is a good one.
This is money, baby.
Okay.
Who is the owner of a multitude of businesses in Bulgaria, such as oil distribution. Yeah, we're gonna get killed for this one. Such as oil distribution company Petrol AD, which is 140 petrol stations, 80 petrol depots, and 3 petrol port terminals throughout the country. Litex Commercial AD Company, which focused on petrol products. Okay, he's a petrol guy.
Yeah, but he's also the owner of one of the majority shareholders of Bulgarian football club CSKA Sofia.
I can't say I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
That's
A football club named Sophia is like someone's wife was mad at him. He's like, I made it up to you, honey.
I like his picture. He seems very self-reassured. He's got his arms crossed. He looks confident.
Kind of looks like if Daniel Craig had like 8 extra inches of forehead.
He's Daniel Craig in a movie where he's fucked up.
He does look pretty tough, actually. He does look like he could fuck.
No, he attended sports high school and specialized in wrestling. The sports high school was called Ass and Dragonov, which is it's fun.
He subsequently graduated from UNWE, earning a degree in accounting and management. He also completed management studies in St. Louis
in 1990.
Making use of the distance learning option.
Oh, so he wasn't even in St. Louis.
Imagine you're taking like a community college class in St. Louis, and there's this Bulgarian guy just phoning in every week.
Right, it's not Wash U in St. Louis. There's not even college listed.
No,
That's
yeah,
just
exactly.
the city. You just had a call with a guy.
He probably was like East St. Louis Community College.
Yeah, he took like a 2-week course and.
It was like, he was like, yeah, throw that in the wiki.
I'm going to the finest American institution to learn management.
And this says he's the founder of Litex Commerce AD Company. He just fucking found that you can just do that in Bulgaria. I guess there's nothing. You can just be like, I'm starting an oil company now. I guess it's gas stations.
He was a representative of the Chinese automobile manufacturer Great Wall Motors. That's a pretty cool name for a company.
That sounds like a racist white guy named it.
It's kind of the opposite of what you want from motors, but like,
there's no movement. There's fucking place.
That's like we hit a great wall with these cars. Like.
Great Wall. Yeah. That's what they named after what they had rammed the crash dummies into.
Honestly, that might work. These are the safest cars. I mean, these Chinese. Have you guys ridden any of these new Chinese AVs yet?
No.
Why? They're not allowed in America, but if you go to Europe or like Asia, they're running it. They're so nice.
That's why Tesla's fucked. Is like, they're so nice and they're so cheap.
Dude, they're like dirt cheap. Like you're like, this is an insane car for this price. Like.
Ganchev is married to Temeznushka, and they have a daughter and a son. He is a horse enthusiast, which is a dark note to end the article.
Wait, there's a citation for that. Let's hover over what's in it. It's just like it's fucking random words. This is cited. There's a Bulgarian millionaire site called millionairites.com. Every Bulgarian bill.
You're like, what sort of currency is he a millionaire in? You know what I mean?
What is he, like $1 million Bulgarian dollars?
Those guys
what is that, like $50?
Are they on do they use the euro out there? Where
I don't know. He's one of those guys, I don't know if they use the euro, that's a good question. But he's one of those guys that's like in a country that's incredibly impoverished and everyone's suffering, but he owns everything, so he's like doing well.
He's crushing.
But 6 years after he went to community college in St. Louis, he then just opened a football team in Bulgaria that's successful. So I guess
4 Bulgarian cups.
That
sounds like he's buying those for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good.
4 Bulgarian cups.
I don't know. It's like, could a high school team in the U.S. win that? They're probably good at football because they're.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's a normal, minor.
But I don't even get this. It's like 4 Bulgarian cups as well as a number of other honors on June 24th, 2015. So they want all 4 cups on the same day.
No.
It was a big day.
It's a failed transition sentence. It's saying that they filed for bankruptcy on June 24th, 2015, but then he bought it. That's when he bought it.
Tight.
So he had involvement with this more minor league team, and then he bought a larger team, I think.
Okay. And no cups since his acquisition.
Also, Litex Motors has a fucking... He's the owner... that has its own Wikipedia page. So does Petrol AD and Litex Lovex. So this guy's like stacked. This guy's like rich for real.
Yeah, bro,
real.
his tits are huge.
Yeah, he's
They're
out
stacked.
there.
I want to know about this little guy in the corner of his profile.
Yeah, one eye open on this.
Yeah, anything could be happening. He's sucking a dick down there. You can't tell.
There's just a bunch of. This is a big billionaire photo or like oligarch photo, and they're like, if you go to that guy's Wikipedia page, he's in the back.
This is like the only photo they've taken of this guy. He's very reclusive, I imagine.
Yeah. Do you think this guy's like sanctioned in the U.S.? It seems like he'd be chill with the U.S. because he's a St. Louis guy.
Yeah, remotely. He didn't come.
He's a Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
He's a fake St. Louis guy.
He's like, I love that arch.
I love St. Louis. Oh, I go there all the time.
He's like, yeah, with that museum.
I'm pressing the button.
This guy's pretty cool.
Do it.
2019 Maestra Liga.
How do you spell it?
Meistrilliga.
Okay.
Was the 29th season of the Maestra Liga, the top Estonian league for association football clubs.
You're skipping that it's known as the Oligarch Premium Liga. What's Oligarch? So is it Estonian football?
You can keep going.
Yeah, whatever.
You can take your time here.
Flora won their 12th Maestra Liga title. Wow, in the 29th season, they got a team that's won their 12th title.
Whoa.
These guys, Flora, they're crazy.
Does that mean flour, or is that just coincidental?
Top Estonians.
Oh, Oligarch is an Estonian brewery, dude. I mean, I'm drinking. What do you? I'm sipping on some Oligarch tonight.
Dude. Like a couple cocks
Oh,
tonight?
yeah.
Couple cocks with the guys, dude?
Ale of cock.
Yeah. Fill me up with cock.
Well, nice. Okay. I'm trying to find out more. My favorite thing about Estonia is that Estonia is a fucking tiny country. Like literally, like not as it's like an Israeli-sized country.
Yeah, but apparently it's sick. Like I had a homie who was dancing out there.
Skype was founded in Estonia.
Fuck yeah.
Our friend Christian, he's our friend that passed away, but he did the podcast with us originally. He's a big fan of Estonia.
Oh shit.
Flag,
Yeah.
Big Estonia fan.
Black, white, and like blue, which is cool.
Estonia, we'd love to have you on the podcast. Let's see. There was an American player in this league, Eric McWoods. He played for Narva Trans, which also is
Eric
an
Woods.
interesting,
Yeah.
interesting team.
Dude, Eric. Wait, I'm trying to find him.
We're season statistics.
Eric McWoods.
He had a hat trick. Pretty good.
Oh my God, Eric McWoods.
And now he's at the where's NIFL Premiership Club Cliftonville? Is that in the UK?
Cliftonville. I mean, you gotta imagine, right?
Yeah.
That's what I like. This is like real like football soccer where it's like they have people from Ireland and fucking the one guy's from Ivoria, which I don't know what the fuck Ivoria. Oh, Ivory Coast.
Like, I feel like this is such a wild thing to just end up in this league. Like, you're like, alright.
As just some American dude, like that's your friend who played soccer in college.
He
I assumed he wouldn't pursue it.
It's like, I'm taking my talents to Estonia. You're like, you sure, bro?
There's a great opportunity that they're gonna pay me.
It's like by 30, I'm gonna retire.
Yeah, I have like 3 or 4 friends that live in Estonia from video games. It's a very long story, but essentially we had a TeamSpeak, which is like old Discord, and they joined the wrong one and then they just stayed forever.
That's fine.
Oh, that's super fun.
Yeah.
But so I wanted. This is like the #1 like soccer league in Estonia. These guys probably like follow that.
That's sick. You're like, actually, let's get them.
Yeah, true. I forget the one guy. He's like really. He's never gonna see this because we're only friends on like Steam. He'll just join like used to just join drunk, and it would be like 2 p.m. for us, but like 2 a.m. there.
Yeah.
Oh, he would just be so annoying.
Like
all fucking night.
Yeah, league average attendance was 364, but Flora had like 711 every game.
Look at the managerial changes section. It has like manner of departure, and some say mutual consent, some say signed, and some say sacked.
Yeah,
they were sacked.
Sack that motherfucker.
I thought this was soccer, not football. Am I right, folks? Anyway, someone should hit the button.
They call it football there for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's different. It's not
football. They're Estonian.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it.
Okay.
George Hoffman. This is sick. Oh, never mind. I was so excited.
You were excited about a man with a normal last name.
His name's George with no E. No, I was really excited. I was really excited because it starts off, the first sentence on my screen is George Hoffman, 1880 to 1947, was a German freestyle, and then it cuts off. It's supposed to say freestyle backstroke.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, this guy's a German freestyle rapper from
Let's
1947. Also, he was definitely a Nazi. Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean...
Definitely a Nazi.
Yeah. He died 47, though. At least he didn't see them lose. So.
No, he did that. No, he ended 45.
Yeah, 45. Like,
but he also probably...
No, he was 67.
Yeah, but he was probably killed.
Like,
I mean, he wasn't in the forces, but...
Yeah.
He competed at the 1904 Summer Olympics in St. Louis. This guy's a legit dude.
Hoffman competed in the controversial platform diving event where he came second behind American George Sheldon, but only after protesting, claiming the German dives were more fancy than the American. And it was a week later until it was decided the original results stood.
Wow.
Damn. Oh, why is fancy in fucking italics, dude? What kind of sick pricks?
Yeah. That's wild.
2 years later, he was back on the Olympic scene, competing at the 1906 Intercalated Games in Athens. That platform diving, he again finished second behind another German, Gottlob Walls.
It sounds like a stronger German.
This is kind of crazy. So he was a diver and a freestyle swimmer and backstroker. That's like never happens. He's doing all of it.
Well, yeah, it was 1904. I'm sure there were like 3 guys in the
They had
Olympics.
swimming forever, dude. I don't know. It's not like the new sport.
Well, I think all the styles of swimming were kind of new, and they probably just had the best.
Yeah, the first guy ever backstroke was in 1880. He fucking invented that shit.
I mean, I just think, they probably just sent the best swimmer, and they're like, okay, you do all the swims. Why would we have different guys for that?
Yeah, but diving, like now divers are just their own breed of guys.
No, yeah, they're entirely different. I remember when I went
This
to...
guy also St. Louis connection.
Yeah.
So, St. Louis thing I'm running. Sorry, you were saying?
I went to 1 year, Catholic high school, fancy high school, and they had a diving team that no one, wanted to join, and they kind of just forced a bunch of, unathletic kids who weren't doing anything else into it, which seemed, really weird. It would just...
They were all doing the cannonball.
I don't know, they just had, these, kind of chubby kids standing on top of the diving board in a Speedo, and I'm like, how did they get him to do this?
I was so bad at diving in high school gym. We had a pool where we did swimming and then diving. And I was so bad at diving in high school gym that I was not allowed to jump off the diving board.
Whoa.
I was relegated to the side of the pool.
Because it was too dangerous?
Because I was just, I don't know, I didn't earn it or something.
Yeah, what were you...
It was me and this one guy, and then somebody
diving in a shallow end.
It was me and this one guy who is normal, and then somebody who was special needs.
Yeah.
Where the people that weren't allowed to dive.
Yeah.
So I was so bad at diving that my teacher, who liked me, she was my dad's friend, would not let me dive.
She wanted to save you from yourself, dude.
She was like, hey, that water's actually, it feels like concrete when you hit it. Don't.
Sad for me.
We think of you more as a kiddie pool kind of guy.
Oh, hover over George Sheldon's page. It's pretty sick. He's falling in reverse. It's an old-timey photograph of him.
Yeah.
He won the inaugural platform
So this
diving
guy got a
competition.
silver medal. It doesn't say that, but he got second at the Olympics. I think this is a silver medal.
I do like that it took them a week to decide whether his protest or his
They're just fucking around.
And what are they doing for the week? They're just looking at that footage and they're like,
no, they have how much footage do they have?
They're looking at that one picture and
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know, what is more fancy?
They just didn't have video though.
Yeah.
They had to do it from memory.
Yeah. They're like, I'm kind of remembering this guy was more fancy. He's kind of got a top hat in my memory, actually.
It's just he was smoking a cigarette through one of those sticks.
Yeah. It's decided about how fancy they're looking later. It's like, this guy at the bar, he was ordering gin martini.
they just keep walking by the judges in fancier outfits.
And then they die.
That guy must have done a great job.
Right, imprinting a long time.
Two dudes named George.
George on George.
Yeah, I think George Sheldon's kind of related to Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory somehow.
Yeah.
I think that's how you think names work.
That show, I don't know, but that show's ruined the name Sheldon for me forever.
I will say having the extra E in George is less fancy. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, George is George is down home. That E is unnecessary.
It's like, yeah, why do we have that E in George right now? Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Because I like the G to G combo.
I guess they want to know it's not Gord.
Yeah,
or
George.
Yeah, I guess it
George.
denotes the J sound.
Yeah.
Really, it should be a J at the end. It should be a J at the beginning.
Yeah,
I don't like when G does the other sound, buddy. We have a letter for that.
I hate when someone's named Jeff. with a Geoff. That pisses me. I mean, my dad's name is Jeff Jeff, but when someone has the Geoff,
well, clearly you're a little biased.
Makes me pissed.
I've also never heard of the Olympics referred to as the intercalated games.
Well, so that was 2 years after the Summer Olympics, so that is... Oh, yeah, that's fucking weird. They have the Olympics every 2 years instead of every 4 years.
Yeah, and one of them, they were like, that's the intercalated one.
What was the first Olympics? It wasn't... I mean, I know there's like the Greek Olympics.
Well, no, yeah, the first modern
the first modern one, that wasn't until the 1800s, right? That was
yeah, like late 1800s.
Well, the 1904 one was at the World's Fair in St. Louis where they did the Golden Gate Arch.
Yeah.
So this motherfucker was... They're arguing how fancy the dives were while the Golden Gate Arch is being built.
It's not Golden Gate, that's the bridge.
Whatever,
the Golden Arch.
St. Louis
you
Arch.
had McDonald's
reference. The St. Louis Arch, whatever.
Yeah, they need one more.
This guy dived off it and he's like, oh, see?
German dives are fancier than American dives, everyone knows that.
Yeah. Fancy dive, what am I in freaking East Williamsburg?
Yeah. Died in 1947, presumably killed himself after the fall of Hitler's regime.
Yeah.
He was really
I
down about
have a
that.
book up there called Post-War, and the first 100 pages are about how like the 1 or 2 years after World War II, there were so many like refugees and migrants and all this crazy shit in Europe where people like recovering from the war that like millions of people disappeared off the map.
Whoa.
Because they just like were killed and like not found or like under rubble or changed their name or they moved elsewhere. So like this guy could have been one of those people who just fucking ate it.
Oh yeah, he was like, now's the time to walk away from diving.
Yeah, change his name. He added an extra E.
Yeah, he actually came back.
He added an extra E and removed one of the N's at the end. It became George Hoffman.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Oh yeah, I guess let's do it. Random article. P.O. Davis. P. Is an American educated administrator as well as pioneering agricultural editor and broadcaster.
Wait, hold on. Born August 15th, 1890, skinhead community.
What?
Near Athens, Alabama.
That's crazy.
That's not the same thing as being a skinhead, but pretty much.
Yeah,
this guy's probably so racist.
Davis was born in a rural hamlet known as Skinhead near Athens, Alabama.
His parents are named Richard Scroggins and Melinda Davis, but Scoggins is good. This guy's related to Walton Goggins. He's remembered as the longest serving director of the Alabama Extension Service, known as the Alabama Cooperative Extension
Yeah, like agriculture.
Hey, don't say shit about Skinhead. It was a place where people go to church, treat their neighbors right, tend to their own business, and still believe God is for the living and the dead.
Well, actually, he
so like God's only for the living. When you die, God hates that.
This guy's so racist. This guy has. They could just a picture of him. He could be black.
This guy's
but he's probably racist.
Yeah, that's my guess. P.O.
He reluctantly went. So after suing at WAPI, which is they kind of got WAP going. It's a radio station. Shortly after assuming his new role as editor, Davis, however, reluctantly became one of the South's radio pioneers. So this guy was like, I fucking hate radio, but they keep making me do it.
Okay, he has a personal philosophy section.
That's crazy.
He believed in the transformative power of scientific progress, so he was a nerd. Let's see.
Together we engage in the finest type of education anywhere and by any people.
That's not true. Dude, you're in Alabama, dude.
Mobile, baby.
In 1956, yeah. This guy hated black. No, this guy's racist.
With chagrin, I have known of Southern families having to call on charity or upon the government for food.
No, so he was really about like cooperative farming stuff.
Yeah, that was in 1938 too. So that calling on the government for food in the 30s, normal as hell. It's a Great Depression. Every farmer, either landlord or tenant, can have one or more fresh food products almost any day of the year except after occasional hard freezes. These plus canned and dried products, also milk, meat, and eggs, which can be roasted at home, make a good diet and plenty of it. Race. Keep going, Matt.
Yeah, so he, he did a lot of work that, improved cotton yields, but then there became a cotton surplus, and the attending headaches and difficulties were now so prevalent. They had too much cotton, during this
A
era.
lifelong Democrat who maintained a cordial working relationship with the Roosevelt administration.
Okay.
That's big. He's probably still racist, but he's
I mean, but only like race, you know, like anyone back then was like pretty racist.
He had a Jeffersonian passion for farmers and small businessmen.
Okay, I'm kind of coming around.
He seems like
This is a 6 second.
He had the clash with Governor James E. Big Jim Folsom.
Clash.
That's kind of tight.
Davis's goal of building up extension to reach as many rural Alabamians as possible is not without its critics. These critics include Governor James E. Big Jim Folsom.
Big Jim was definitely racist.
Yeah,
there's
governor of Alabama named Big Jim.
Big Jim, bad guy. So I'm any guy clashing with Big Jim, I'm like, okay. Like,
His last name's Folsom. Is that like the prison?
yeah, I think so.
I
That's
believe
what I
so.
thought. Like, that was what I was thinking too. But Folsom Prison is where?
Yeah, he was governor twice.
South.
He was governor from 47 to 51 and 55 to 59. You know, this guy was doing the worst like Jim Crow shit. in the world.
Oh, Jim Crow actually was.
Yeah, big Jim Crow Folsom.
Yeah.
And let's see, and then P.O. would later retire.
Wow. Among his honors, he was voted, quote, Man of the Year in Agriculture by Progressive Farmer magazine.
Okay.
Who knew? I didn't know that those two insurance companies used to be one of them.
I was gonna say Progressive Farmers like how most people in Ridgewood dress these days. Like, yeah, I'm wearing camo, but I'm woke about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every fishing gear is back crazy. Like, you know, like
off camera.
Oh no, but I mean, like, I feel like I'm seeing people in fishing outfits
Oh, yeah.
much. Like, it's like you're like, alright, cool.
Yeah, and you know what? They never have any fish. It's just like
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
The only people that fish in New York City are me and then older Chinese men.
Yes.
And I'm not catching shit, and these older Chinese men are pulling up.
Yeah.
everything.
And are you going to Battery Park where you're fishing? Because I know they run that spot.
Battery Park is under construction. I went fishing like super South Brooklyn by the pier where the soccer fields are. You can go fishing there, and then people go fishing like in the East Village, like all the way to the East River.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people there.
Oh, sick. Okay.
I've only gone a few times because it just hasn't turned out well for me.
You can also rip the boat. Like, I feel like everybody's like just.
No, yeah, if you can get out into the water, then you actually probably have better
And then
shit.
they're like,
actually leave the city.
They're like the boat pays for itself because you get to keep the fish if it's the right fish.
I don't think you want to eat the fish around here, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's fair. I think you're already eating the fish around here. So.
I'm eating the fish already.
I mean, I like the fish market by us. You know, I do like the smelly building in town. There has to be one.
Yeah, I mean, those fresh fish markets rip too. Like,
No, yeah, I'm sure it's good if you.
I like
go
going there.
for
It's
it.
kind of a museum.
Yeah.
What is this?
well, they'll usually fry up the shit for you right there.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
so you go, you're like, all right, yeah, that and fry that for me. Let's go.
I'm control Fing race on this article, by the way. I want to see if there's anything. Nothing.
Wow.
Control Freeing the word
Doesn't
black.
see race.
Yeah.
Nothing for black. See, I don't know. I feel like this guy was like a socialist, but then also like a racist socialist.
I don't know, man. You're just drawing a lot of aspersions about him. He clashed with Big Jim, and I feel like we have no reason to doubt P.O. Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Posey Oliver, my guy, Posey.
Yeah, Posey. There's no wonder he went by P.O.
You can't clash with Big Jim going by Posey. It's over.
Yeah.
Like.
Big Jim versus the Little Flower.
They should have that on every Wikipedia page. There should be a section that says clash with Governor James Big E Jim.
Yeah.
I'm hovering over Big Jim. I want to look at his picture. Oh, he doesn't even look that big. I guess I was being fat back then. Was just
Maybe he was like tall.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things he could have been. But, you know, regardless, we'll never find out. P.O. Davis, if you're still alive, come on the podcast.
He's dead.
Well, then don't come.
Matters to you.
I'm hitting the button. List of Model United Nations conferences.
Let's go, dude.
Model UN.
Model United Nations is a conference format that aims to simulate the procedures of the United Nations. Students participate as delegates to various UN committees and other bodies of the UN system. Participants research and formulate political positions based on the country's actual positions. Model United Nations was formed from the Model League of Nations. Yeah, which ran for like 1 year and kind of sucked. As of 2012, there were an estimated 400 Model UN conferences worldwide.
Yeah, man. I probably went to a good 20 of those. 30.
I did.
I went to one and ended up in some weird side game where I was like we were like turn of the century businessmen.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Why am I out of country?" You're like, "No, you're John D. Rockefeller."
Those were actually the best.
No, it was tight. It was fun. I only did it once because I just had other stuff going on. But
Right.
I could have gotten more into it.
Monument is what it was moving. It's as they get into other aspects, you're like, why is this is like D&D at this point?
Yeah. I think my school that I work at was doing one that's like superhero Model UN, and they're just like, yeah,
that's fucking
you guys are.
Why even call it Model UN?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's like the Model UN club extending to the rest of the students. That's like them putting out there, like, see, Model UN can actually be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
We did Model UN Day in my school where like everyone could do it, and you got the day off, so everybody did do it.
Yep.
And everyone got a country. I remember I was the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which was a very powerful one. Felt good.
I was Chad once.
I was Chad.
Chad.
I did Chad, and I made Chad jokes the whole time.
Yeah, I was just double finger guns.
Yeah, I was joking. I was Chad, and then we had Rwanda.
Yeah.
And dude, I think like we did like kind of high level racism at those, where it's like you get a bunch of white kids and you say you're Rwanda.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, we're starving.
Yeah.
We're so poor.
I believe they're writing notes to people being like, do you actually write? Rwanda's out, actually.
I believe I did go on the platform and mention that I was the rape capital of the world. Which was a statistic, and I was like, guys, please help me. I don't want this to be my thing.
The funniest
which assembly were you guys at? Are you just security council? You're like, help
I don't know.
I had security council once, so normally we were garbage like Chad Rwanda, but my friend Will.
Whoa.
No, so okay. I meant like in terms of power. In terms of power.
Trump back in office. Tom is in this seat. Tom has got podcast equipment.
Okay, normally we were smaller, less diplomatically successful countries like Chad or Rwanda.
Yeah. And why was that?
My friend, because we signed up late and we didn't care. My friend kind of won. He like won or placed at one of the tournaments. So then the next tournament we got better. So he was in some council where he was something, but we had France.
Yeah.
So I was France in the Security Council, which I think has a veto vote.
Yes, it does have veto vote.
And I fucking squandered it and was ran all over by these kids.
I think it was like end of the world, or they were like, "I in France." Like,
but
it was like you guys were just vishy.
I could not hang. I'm as good as a Chad or Rwanda because it's like you make what you don't have a lot of expectation.
Yeah, I think you're doing a lot more, and you're recruiting the kids who don't really care. So you're getting their votes. You're getting some votes from
I mean,
jokes.
I just ran around trying to get people to sign my petition, like to be like world buddies.
Yeah. Okay, you were like, let's do another UN.
No, I was like, we're forming a coalition. And I was just kind of vague, and I got almost everyone to sign.
Yeah, you were like, okay, I'll sign that one.
Yeah, I passed the resolution at the end. And
yeah, you have to, dude.
No, they loved World Buddies. I did not receive points from the teachers. They were not impressed.
Sounding fake to me.
But I got a lot of friends out of it. I feel like the DRC was looking pretty good at that point.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved Mom UN, honestly. I liked it so much I was like, oh, I'm going to work at the real UN.
Wow.
And then I did, and I was like, oh, this sucks.
Well, it's not like the model at all.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm holding the down key, and there's a big list.
There's tons of these. Have you been to any of these?
Oh, I've just been to the college ones. So I've been to like Brown. I've been to.
Yeah, I think it's on here. Harvard's on here.
Yeah, I went to Harvard. MUN like 3 times.
Wow, so you have that. Harvard Model United Nations has its own Wikipedia page, which is fucking crazy.
I went to Georgetown.
We should do Model UN just with like our.
I looked up the one. I went to one in Duquesne, which is the college in Pittsburgh.
That's
not on this list.
Yeah, I've never heard of that school. I think it got delisted.
Dude, they got wrecked.
No.
Does Penn State have one? Penn State, the Model UN people. Penn State on here. The Model UN club was in the same like house as the comedy people.
Oh,
so we would go to both like Friday night. You'd go to a Model UN party and be all these like nerds, and we'd get trashed. And then Saturday's a different kind of nerd.
Sick. I mean, it's cool. And we used to travel for these Model UN conferences. So you'd like go for like a weekend, and you just like someone would like sneak like a bit of weed. Like you'd be trying to like figure it out. Like people were smashing. Like.
Yeah, no, it was usually a sex-filled affair from what I heard of the Model UN team.
Yeah, but yeah, they have Model UN kids fuck. Like,
yeah, they do.
The people that were
they're masters of diplomacy.
Yeah,
the people that were in it were like attractive and cool. Yeah. I remember the worst thing that came up. The worst thing that came up.
I said they were having sex.
The worst thing that came up in the Security Council was I think the people in the Russian delegation were trying to arm the Kurds. The question was like the Syrian Civil
That
War.
rules.
Yeah. But it was like, dude, the worst. Like, it's one of those things. Like, in the context, it was like, oh, that's probably what Russia would try to do or something. But like, morally arming the Kurdish people just leads to like the fucked up ending. Like, you just people.
I don't know.
You want to arm the Kurds?
I'd give the Kurds. They've armed themselves. Like,
yeah, I guess that's what
they're already.
They've got arms.
And it's like I'm here for an independent Kurdish state. You know what I mean? Like the fact that they're split up over these 4 countries is kind of fucked up. And then for a while we were like loving that Kurdish militia. The U.S. was arming the fuck out of them.
That was the time when that was.
Yeah, we were like Vice documentaries about it, like a guy being like, "Oh my God, these girls have guns."
Well, I think people like the Kurds because they're like Christian, and that's like the United States angle and the Russia angle.
Yeah, I guess that's next Israel, baby.
New Israel just dropped.
Trying to think about other things that happened in Model. Oh, we did our own Model U Nations like practice at our high school, like, and it was all internal, so it's just people, and we got the day off, and there was like a group room that we like closed, and we ate pizza, so it's just weird bullshit. Yeah. But my friends were Brazil. It was cool too because we could pick any country because it was just our school.
Sick.
My friends were Brazil, and they split into North and South Brazil.
Oh,
they had a disagreement. Again, I don't even think you can fucking do that, but like, we were just goofing around, so it's just like sick.
Look, I want to hold Model United Nations with my adult friends now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trick everyone into it.
Honestly,
this is my birthday party.
That is kind of fun. That's not like a bad idea.
Like if you do like a loose version of it where you kind of just let people kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
You
They just basically have the country thing on, and you're like, cool, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably gonna get racist quick.
Oh no, yeah. I mean,
no,
it's inevitable.
Israel's not invited.
Well, no, Israel will be playing. I'll be playing Israel. That's the idea.
Yeah, you're kind of dressing like Macklemore when you dress like those Hasidic guys.
Look, I'd be playing Israel, and I'd just be goofing up the whole time. I'd be like, oops.
I would hate to be Israel.
In
general, not just in Model UN.
Things, they got some stuff going on. They gotta fix some stuff.
I'm trying to think. Scroll down all the way.
They've got a lot of different countries that Model UN is happening in.
Yeah, Tel Aviv. Well, the one
are we out of the UN?
Did
we pull out? Like what happened? The U.S. is out of the UN?
No, we're not out of the UN.
No.
We're out of like the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
NATO, so it's all fucked. You can't talk about actual politics. It's just fucked. Like,
They're
just destroying like all these insane pieces of like soft power that we built up.
Over years that we're like, it's like this was built for the U.S. to.
We own this. It lets us do stuff to other people. Why are you leaving? They don't control us.
I know it's actually it's good. We're just resetting. We're gonna become a normal country soon, guys. We're gonna become just a country like any other country.
Being Model League of Nations must have been fun. You're like, dude, this Hitler guy. It's 1938. Like I don't like him, but there's nothing. He's still around.
Let's capitulate a couple times.
Okay, you can have that one. You can have the Czechoslovakia.
Maybe let's appease this guy.
Yep.
I think he'll stop.
I did one Model UN conference where it was kind of like the one you were describing, where we were like a settlement talk, like after in Sudan or whatever, and me and my other homie were like a freedom fighter, like terrorist group type vibe.
Cool.
And maybe 2 hours in the conference, we tried to do something, and the chair was like, "You can't do this," and we were like, "Then we're gonna leave these settlement negotiations." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And we're like, "We just left." And then he was like, "You can't do that. Like, you're here for this." And we were like, "No, we're gonna go watch that new Notorious B.I.G. movie." And we just like walked off the campus, went and watched a movie. We're like, damn. And then when our teacher asked us about it, we were like, "Dude, that's what they would have done." You know what I mean? Like, you want us to act? You want us to be?
You should have like set off a bomb at the negotiations.
It would have been hot.
I think it's crazy. Whenever the real United Nations comes to town in New York, I used to work right by there. Yeah. And the head of our credit risk was like an older woman, but she lived in an apartment right by the UN, and she was like, "These fucking United Nations people are here this week. I can't leave my apartment."
Yeah. They're at every restaurant.
It's also great.
It's a great day to be racist against every kind of person.
Against nation states. Like, fuck these guys.
It's also fucked because like that whole area has like consulates for like Japan and stuff, but then there's like the consulate for fucking like Gambia, and it's just like next to like McDonald's, and you feel bad because like they have to have a consulate, but like real estate in New York is so fucking expensive that they're taking away from like vital needs for this shit.
There's like a bunch of countries who just like they're doing their consulates in a WeWork space.
or it's like take your consoles to Queens. You know what I mean? Like
which ones?
Oh, sorry, was this?
No, that's yours. No, perfect. Yeah. Also, this is the first one we've ever drank beer on.
Oh shit! And it's
we're getting a little out of control.
Yeah, you're like usually we're riffing more.
This is riffing. This is great. Wait, who hit it last?
I did.
Okay,
Your turn, Thomas.
Oh, list of municipalities of the province of Prado.
Yeah, Pareto optimal amount of. That's Pareto, but whatever.
The following. Oh yeah. The following is a list of 7 municipalities. A list of 7. That's you don't really need a fucking list. Of the province of Prado, Tuscany, Italy. Population of 188,000. It's just an Italian municipality. Wow, this is annoying because this list doesn't have Prado, which is the city in Tuscany.
I'm not looking this one up. I don't want to do this one.
This one sucks.
Okay, I'll randomize.
Yeah.
Like fuck Prado, dude. No. Okay, Hugo de Berg. Hugo de Berg.
Oh, Hugo de Berg
is the founder of China Media Center at the University of Westminster. That sentence took a lot of turns. Like, he was previously director of media research at Goldsmiths College. Like, this guy's still alive. What's happening?
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's 76.
Oh, he is a member of the Social Democratic Party, and I'm so different, and was a candidate for the party in the 2024 United Kingdom general election. So he's running right now.
Nice. Yeah, he's big on China.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a.
I just like the name Hugo de Berg. It's a French name, I guess.
Yeah.
Hugo de Berg.
He must be of Norman descent.
He's Big Berg, bro. Big Berg.
The Berg's research is focused. Research has focused on the social function of journalism as a reflection of culture. I bet this guy loves fucking Twitter, huh?
Yeah.
He has stated it is often said that journalism is the first rough draft of history.
Oh, I think he said first rough draft of legislation.
No, the first rough draft of history.
Oh, and then by contrast, investigative journalism provides the first rough draft of legislation. Okay.
This guy loves rough drafts.
That doesn't really sound like a contrast. Why do you say by contrast?
Yeah, by contrast. Like, this guy's sounding like an
idiot. You guys don't know what the fuck a contrast is, man. Chinese journalism.
I don't even understand how that works. How is journalism... Okay, history as in the record of what is kept.
It's the first records.
Yeah, and then investigative journalism of legislation. Because they find out that something's wrong.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know.
That's pretty stupid.
Not like the first one was solid.
He posited that the way the Chinese media works can be understood as a reflection of culture as much as of political economy.
Yeah, I don't know what that
sounds
means.
like a bunch of nonsense.
That sounded like a nothing take.
You know that China's media reflects its culture as well as its politics? Damn, bro, really?
Cool.
I do like this. What he says about Chinese journalism, to sum it up essentially, is that there's limitations on what journalists can do in China, but they still produce in news and investigative news, even under the restrictions, which I guess is cool.
It's sort of like us being podcasters in Trump's America.
Yeah.
We're kind of being dissidents and, producing.
He wrote
Joe Rogan's of the left or whatever.
Yeah. That was the preview clip.
Yeah.
We got flamed. I told you about this.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
We made the preview clip.
Yeah. I think Stavros took that spot.
Well, yeah. No, the joke is that we were not trying to be Joe Rogan left, but the joke was that we announced our podcast like that. So I posted it on TikTok, and I edited this video which had like Hassan and all these people.
Yeah.
There's clips of them saying Joe Rogan on the left, like back to back.
Yeah.
And then it was like clips of us doing the podcast.
Yeah.
To music.
Yeah, that's good.
And I liked it. I thought it was really well made. On Instagram it did fine.
Yeah.
TikTok, I had to hide it and make it friends only because I hashtag Joe Rogan and like 40 people were like, you're not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is already on the left. Like, you're a fucking Bushwick prick. Fucking asshole. Like,
let's go.
Dude, it's like,
it was all to you, Mads. Yeah, no hate.
I didn't know about any of this.
That's not on TikTok, So I had to hide it. I had to make it visible to just friends. So like, and I was like, also, I guess we have to stop pitching it this way.
This promo for just friends.
Yeah, because it was like, I guess, because TikTok's one of the only platforms. Like, I did well on Twitter, but Twitter's fucked. So TikTok, I had a couple videos do well. So I was like, oh, this will maybe do well. Like I have a little, and it's just I got hate.
Yeah, tough, dude, tough.
Look, you'll never be Joe Rogan. You'll never be.
Yeah. It's like I don't want to be, dude. He sucks. He's bad at his job.
He's in very good shape, and I think he asked some good questions.
If you look at some of his further reading titles, there's a guy, China, friend or foe.
Got a basic fucking title.
Now here's the racist version: tiger hunting.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I don't know about that.
Do you guys think this guy likes like? Do you guys think this guy's like Weeaboo's Japan? But do you think he's like a Chinese fanatic? Like his house is all imperial Chinese.
Do you think he's got an Asian wife?
I hope.
I hope so. Yeah, it seems like he's down.
I guess it'd be worse if he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the Chinese journalists mediating information in the world's most populous country. No longer true. India took that.
This one's silly. Can the prizes still glitter? The future of British universities in a changing world, 2007.
Yeah, he does a lot of China stuff, and every once in a while he pulls out British.
Yeah, Chinese media in the emerging world order. That's useless. Like there's a different world order now.
Yeah, true. It's also he published it right before fucking COVID happened.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have anticipated any of the shit that went down.
Hugo de Berg. Okay, yeah, we can run it back.
Him and Milton Keynes are writing together.
Who's
Milton Keynes?
Really?
Yeah, and China's
Milton
media
Keynes?
in the emerging world order. I don't know.
Milton Keynes?
I don't know how to pronounce
it.
it.
Yeah, it's Keynes. Like John Maynard Keynes.
Okay.
It's stupid. You're right. It should be Keynes. It should be Keynes. What time are we at on the recording?
About an hour.
Okay, that's
cool.
fine. We can do a couple more.
Yeah, just a couple tick
Yeah,
we're at 108. My turn.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what the doctor has for breakfast today. Archery at the 1984 Summer Paralympics men's double FITA round Division 3.
Nice.
The men's double FITA round Division 3 was an archery competition at the 1984 Summer Paralympics. Norwegian archer Kjell Lovold won the gold medal.
1984 summer.
Archery at the 1984 Summer Paralympics. Men's double FITA round Division 3.
Okay.
Now memorize that.
Paraplegic? Wait.
Yeah, they appear to be archers in wheelchairs.
Yeah, it's a hammer and sickle. They kind of accidentally did a hammer and sickle.
I kind of see that. Or okay.
I don't know if this one, Matt.
Yeah.
18.
I don't know. Also, they don't need this per round. They could be one fucking page.
Yeah, I guess the Olympics has a lot. Summer para. Okay, cool.
I do like the Paralympics because it is like most of the people who had like horrible accidents happen to them, and now they get to do a fun hobby.
Okay, I'm actually on a different one. I'm in archery at the whatever.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter. We can just.
Does not matter.
I think we're moving on.
Wait, let me see if there's anybody. I think me and Matt have the real article. So I'll read yours.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Kiki Jang. Pretty cool name.
No, we might have different ones.
Okay, fuck this one. Fuck
We're
this.
out.
I think the idea of someone doing archery while having no legs is not that impressive because you're not using your legs anyways.
It's so actually they should be competing in the regular one.
Yeah, I feel like they could just
This is kind of
the regular stuff.
Yeah. Just everybody's. It's just height based. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
They have to lower the target.
You know, it's probably unfair because your chair is like steady, and maybe it's easier.
True. I also don't know. Like, maybe you use
you
your
know
legs.
the word-
Maybe you do use
I'm
your
sure your legs are like the stance on is probably important, but I think in that sense the chair might make it easier.
Yeah. Also, you have to like kind of shift, and that's really hard if you don't have two legs down.
Okay, I'm gonna. Or you want?
You go.
Beware My Love is a rock song credited to Paul and Linda McCartney.
Oh, I love Wings. I love Wings.
That was first released on the Wings 1976 album Wings at the Speed of Sound.
It was also used as a B-side of the single that includes Let 'Em In. A live version recorded on June 7th, 1976 in Denver, Colorado was included on the Wings album Wings Over America. And another live version was shown in the concert film Rockstar. It sounds like they recorded this song way too much.
Yeah, but okay. I don't know much about Wings. What's happening with Wings?
Oh, so Wings is Paul McCartney's project after the Beatles in the 70s. It's more like a wall of sound a la Beach Boys and Phil Spector. So it's kind of compositing a number of pop elements to be like almost orchestral. So they made like Live or Let Die or Silly Little Love Songs.
Yeah, it's all it's all very it's a clear build from what Paul was doing in the beginning.
It's like an
They're kind of
orchestra.
taking it
Right. Hey, why is Linda McCartney getting no hate for breaking up the Beatles? Like, what's that?
I think she had one leg, right? Is that?
Damn.
I don't know.
She's the one in The Simpsons too.
Yeah, she was on The Simpsons. She was a vegetarian.
Yes.
That is what I knew from that episode.
I could kind of tell that by the pic too.
She's hot.
She's got a huge bow in her head in this pic, which I respect.
This calm, so they have a whole description of the song's characteristics, which I don't care to read because you're not. Oh, we can actually. Well, we did this before we play the song.
Oh yeah, play the song. Put that shit on.
Run the
you
track.
can legally do this now.
Can you?
Yeah, it's one of the rules. We did it.
Not okay. I thought you meant like.
Oh no, like legally in the world you can do it too.
I don't know. I mean, maybe this is against the rules.
Oh, sorry, no. It's allowed if your podcast is on Spotify. If you're hosted by Spotify, they'll let you play your music.
Oh wow,
which is a good deal. It seems like a good deal.
It sounds like what I made in like GarageBand in 2008.
Yeah.
But it does the thing. There's a slow build, and then there'll be like a pop thing.
So. Oh yeah, I'm hearing it.
Larry Roeder of the Washington Post described the performance on Wings Over America as rollicking and exciting.
Larry Roeder sounds like he's living a rote existence.
Well, he wrote about the album.
Yeah.
They compared the song to the Beatles' Helter Skelter.
Yeah. You might be dating her, but Larry Roeder.
According to Dorizo, as good as the Wings at the Speed of Sound version
Can you
is.
play it?
No, I'm chilling. Actually, it's kind of a nice background.
Leave it on a little bit.
Leave it on.
An unreleased version that McCartney recorded with Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham was apparently even better.
Wow. Well, that's pretty subjective, but yeah.
Who was saying that? Yeah, who's that?
Dorizo was saying that.
Who the fuck is Dorizo?
I don't know. You mentioned earlier, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
The version was eventually released in 2014 as part of the Archive Collection box.
You think it's really better? I mean, I don't really want to listen to that one.
Fuck Dorizo, bro.
So here's my thing: is Beware My Love has been praised for being the only true rock song on Wings' Speed of Sound, an album containing mostly ballads and disco songs. This is the real rock shit.
Yeah, Montreal Gazette is saying the only unqualified success on the album.
Now let's say that's Doug Pringle.
Yeah, that is
Doug Pringle.
And Doug Pringle, he really knows the way music is supposed to sound.
Look, that guy, his credentials are stacked.
Yeah, beautiful mustache on Doug Pringle.
Anyway,
that's the Beatles song's pretty cool.
That's
I'll probably post this one on my Instagram. I have a weird vibe the Beatles stand clips on TikTok. All these people that are still stands of the Beatles now, even though they're all dead.
Everybody is still a stand. The Beatles have more fans than anyone.
Yeah, but there's people there's just girls that are like our age and have like John Lennon profile pictures and shit.
100%.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, I wish
people do that.
Me.
That's one of the wonderful things about today. You can be a stand of anyone from history. There's people doing that for like King Tut. They don't even know anything about that.
Yeah, no one's ripping Tut like that.
He was a kid.
I'll find one.
Hey, you didn't get it.
He was a kid. He didn't do it. I knew a guy whose name on Steam was Tut. Like 1587 or something.
Yeah, that might not even be King Tut-based.
I think it was. No, he was.
He was constantly doing.
Tuthead, bro.
He was doing King Tut roleplay.
The King Tut time was like 14 or something, right? The reason
yeah.
why he's relevant is not because of what he did, but because he was really well preserved.
Oh yeah, they found his tomb. Yeah, and everyone who found it died.
Oh yes, exactly. I watched that movie.
Yeah, everyone who's ever visited Egypt has died or will die. I heard. At some point.
I feel like there's always.
That's why I'm not going to Egypt.
Hey, I'm open to it.
I probably would.
Yeah. I feel like there's always there's just so much shit about the pyramids 24/7. Like they're like. They're like, okay, there's just huge columns under it. There's anyone with an idiot, the worst idea in the world is where I can kind of riff on is the pyramid.
Now the pyramids were used to store grain, as we know.
Yeah,
that's what their purpose was. I think that was a Ben Carson thing during 2016. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. I wish he was the president.
Dude, I'm open to it.
I would feel better about it.
It was funny because he was the person I used to tell people that doctors are not that smart because they were like a god, bro.
Well, yeah,
specifically he's a surgeon.
Yeah.
Surgeons especially aren't spot. They're
surgeons are people mechanics.
Yes.
They just know what the parts are and have steady hands.
He separated two conjoined twins.
That seems
and
easy.
they
in the brain.
And they didn't want him to.
Yeah.
The kids were like,
And
I
they
like
died,
this.
I think, after it.
The kids were like, I love. Why are you taking me away from my best friend, man?
I mean, to
They didn't even
lose
consent.
half
He did it
your...
without their consent.
Where does one begin and the other end? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
if
a
you're
tough...
conjoined by the brain.
I'm so glad I'm not a conjoined twin.
Yeah.
I'd probably, I'd probably be a famous stand-up comedian if I had a conjoined twin.
But you don't know if your twin's down.
Oh, exactly. That'd be the
twin
joke.
might be
I would
really
control the
not.
legs. I would control the legs and make them come on stage with me.
That sucks. That's awesome.
But your
That'd
hand-
be really funny though.
The whole performance, your hands are like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you would get booked, and
We
you
could probably do that. Just wear a big shirt.
I don't think we should make fun of it.
Yeah. You get double the time.
Yeah, we get JFL new faces for sure. If we just conjoined twins.
You guys got tapes going in hot, dude.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, yeah. What's the? How was Bushwhack the other day?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It went well.
But Matt did really good. I was watching Matt set, and there's like a few jokes he had that I was like, oh, that's real worthy, which is fucked up.
Let's
really
go.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Real worthy comedian, Matt.
Because I keep it real.
Yeah.
And then we did two bits that we've got video of. One of them is it was supposed to be like over the last 50 years, and then it's just pictures. I wear a Halloween costume. I wore 2 Halloween costumes.
Yeah, Tom has a history of racist costumes.
I have a dread costume when I was like 10.
Judge Dredd?
No,
Nope.
like Jamaican.
Oh no! Okay.
Well, we did a bit where I found the picture because it's on Facebook still, and then there's a
Are you
picture.
doing blackface?
No, just white. No, don't worry. I wouldn't have shown the blackface one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta draw the line.
That
somewhere.
one's in the vault.
But we got video. So I made a slideshow, and we did like last 50 years, and it was like us at our first show, and then like us in our apartment, and then it was like picture of me in dreadlocks as an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And then like nice picture, and then like picture of me dressed as a Native American from Thanksgiving when I was 6.
Oh shit, Native American 6? That's early though.
Yeah, I was a little.
No, yeah, I that's like I feel like common. Like I've seen that one happen.
And everybody's got a fucked up Halloween costume. Like I had one too by mistake.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, when you're a kid, like making fun of it's okay because it's like I recognize that this is racist and
I was in
and that's why it's funny.
It wasn't racist. I don't know if it's that actually. People have come around on it. Basically, I didn't have a costume, so I just put on like the drug rug I had, and then wore some pajamas and used a piece of cardboard and said need money for beer.
You're homeless. You're homeless. You're homeless.
Yeah. As a freshman, not really, not that.
That's not racist. That's something.
It's classist,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. But I was like, but it's kind of a California guy.
There's a lot of fucking homeless.
It's just what everyone in California is like.
Right,
Yeah,
I was
there's a huge homeless problem.
I was like, this guy has got a trust fund or something. You know what I mean? But no, it's not. It wasn't. But it wasn't great.
Matt had something at Halloween.
Yeah, the Halloween party we went to this year. I started.
You did this year's too late.
No. Matt didn't do it. This is a game.
Well, I decided to start a rumor. It was a very big Halloween party with like 2 floors, so there's a lot of room to move around. And I started a rumor that someone had worn a racist costume, and I started telling everybody, all my friends who were there, and then they'd be like, "Who is it?" And I'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna know." And I just wanted to build up the paranoia. But then a guy showed up in a racist costume.
Yes.
What was it?
There was just a white guy wearing a dashiki. And when he showed up, like one of my friends was like, "Hey Matt, I found the guy," and I kind of like double take like. You know what? You're not gonna believe that's not the guy I saw.
There was like black
That guy
first party. There's lots of people from many backgrounds.
No, yeah,
That's an Elon Musk type guy.
It was a Bushwick Halloween party. But I went up to the guy right after he showed up because I was like, okay, what does he think he's doing here? And I said, hey man, I asked him for like a lighter that I didn't need, and then was like, hey man, oh nice costume. What are you? And he was like, oh I think he said I'm a witch doctor.
Oh,
Just wearing a dashiki.
Oh, no.
Like, it was the worst answer he could have given.
I'm a
Like, he
witch
could
doctor.
have just said, I'm a guy with a dashiki. I can't.
He's like, I'm a guy who studied abroad. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I'm a racist.
Yeah. You should have seen. I'm Nancy Pelosi at the Senate. I feel like there's a direction there.
He's like, I'm getting Ethiopian food later.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that good deal.
Yeah, but then I had to change my story and say there was a second racist costume. I didn't want the game to end for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
everybody's like, oh, there he is. It was 4 floors, this party?
no, it was 2 floors.
Okay.
It was like a roof and a main room.
Yeah.
So whenever someone looked, I could always be like, oh, they might be downstairs.
Yeah.
Or they might be upstairs.
My favorite thing in college, they had like our culture is not a costume posters. You have those where it's just like a picture of like there'd be a picture of like an actual Asian person, and then the second picture superimposed a white guy like with like one of those hats and like big teeth or something.
Oh, no.
And then the girl would be like, sad?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, who's the guy that they're paying to dress up racist for this fun poster? And then at the thrift store, everyone would go to the thrift store to find like costumes because you just like looking or whatever. And there was like so many fucking sombreros in the thrift store, and like, dude, they're just trapping people.
Yeah.
Sorority girls are going down.
I once was at a party where I was telling people I was like a white guy in brown face. Like, I was like, no, it's really good. Like,
Well, look,
you got it. Like,
dude, it looks great.
Yeah, it's like my friend's in the makeup department, like, and she wanted like to test out her stuff for like, and I was like, I'll do it. Like,
Yeah, Blackface 101, the big makeup.
Yeah. You gotta say when she conquers brown face.
If you're going to cosmetology school, you gotta learn how to do blackface.
Yeah. That's one of the first faces.
That's one of the first lessons.
Yeah, it's the original face, actually.
Yeah, I thought we called there. I thought we could do another.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Yeah, massive.
Sick. Vic, to our many listeners, do you have anything to promote? Anything big?
When does this come out?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah.
I run a monthly show at Union Hall now.
Union Hall.
Let's go. Gone fishing. The next one of that is
April. Your laptop.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I just stopped your recording. I don't know. I just closed the laptop.
Good dash in the bottom.
I'm recording here. Okay. I'll riff and maintain. Oh, the show is ending, but don't be sad because we're gonna be back next week with an even better guest. It'll make Vic look like nothing.
And they'll be able to suck my fucking beard and cat hair off this thing.
Hell yeah, dude.
Sick. Thank you for listening.
Bye bye. I love you guys.